Few Assyrian rulers are as well remembered as Ashurbanipal, often regarded by historians as the last great king of Assyria. Reigning for over 40 years, he not only solidified his power, but also witnessed the beginning of the decline of an empire once thought invincible. During his long reign, Ashurbanipal led numerous military campaigns that expanded Assyria's power, but his conquests were marked by a brutality that became his trademark. He was one of the few kings to openly describe massacres of civilians and employed various ruthless methods to subdue his enemies. This cruelty was not only a display of power, but also a calculated tactic to demoralize and terrify his adversaries. In this video, we'll dive into Ashurbanipal's story, from his rise to power and military campaigns to his eventual decline. Let's explore the life of the man known in his time as the King of the World. Ashurbanipal's rise to the throne was anything but destined. Likely the fourth son of Esarhaddon, the king of the Assyrian Empire, Ashurbanipal was never expected to rule. His elder brother, Shamash-shum-ukin, was groomed to be the empire's next great king. However, in 672 BCE, Esarhaddon made a surprising decision. He named Ashurbanipal heir to Assyria, while appointing Shamash-shum-ukin as king of Babylon. This decision sought to innovate and resolve succession issues by dividing power. Traditionally, the Assyrian king ruled both Assyria and Babylon, consolidating control but fueling rivalries. Esarhaddon aimed to mitigate internal conflicts and ensure more focused governance for each region. This arrangement, however, planted seeds of discord. By elevating Ashurbanipal over Shamash-shum-ukin, Esarhaddon risked repeating the cycle of fraternal rivalry that had marked his own ascent to power. In 669 BCE, Esarhaddon died, and Ashurbanipal ascended to the throne of Assyria. Once in power, Ashurbanipal used his mastery of warfare and a calculated cruelty to lead campaigns with ruthless efficiency. These tactics earned him the title of the cruelest king of Assyria. From 669 to 627 BCE, Ashurbanipal turned brutality into a weapon, employing psychological terror to dominate his enemies and consolidate his empire. Early in his reign, he crushed revolts in Egypt led by Pharaoh Taharka, relying on the support of Egyptian vassal rulers and allies like King Manasseh of Judah. After Taharka's death, his nephew briefly ruled Egypt, but was quickly defeated, leading to the sack of Thebes and the plundering of its treasures. Ashurbanipal understood that brute force alone couldn't maintain his vast empire. He needed to instill fear so deeply that his enemies trembled at the mere mention of his name. Captured enemy kings were subjected to prolonged and humiliating deaths, designed to send a clear message. Defying Ashurbanipal meant enduring a fate worse than death. One of Ashurbanipal's most infamous campaigns was against his own brother, Shamash-Shumukin, who ruled Babylon. In 652 BCE, Shamash-Shumukin rebelled, seeking independence from Assyrian influence. This revolt was fueled by Babylonian resentment of Assyrian rule and supported by Elam, a traditional Assyrian enemy. The rebellion lasted 3 years, marked by fierce battles. Initially, Shamash-Shumukin found support from both Babylonians and external allies, creating a chaotic battlefield where loyalties often shifted. In 650 BCE, Ashurbanipal decided to lay siege to Babylon rather than risk outright defeat. The city was starved into submission over several months, succumbing to famine and disease. When Babylon fell in 648 BCE, the city was brutally sacked, its treasures looted, and its people subjected to unimaginable suffering. Shamash-Shumukin's fate remains unclear, though it is believed he took his own life, choosing death over the torment he would face if captured. Ashurbanipal's most significant military campaign was the destruction of the Elamite capital Susa in 647 BCE. With a massive army, he laid waste to the city. The streets were filled with destruction, the temples desecrated, and the Elamite gods profaned. To ensure the land remained barren, Ashurbanipal ordered salt to be spread across the surrounding fields, a symbolic act to prevent any future resurgence. This annihilation was meticulously recorded in reliefs and inscriptions, serving as a grim testament to Ashurbanipal's dominance. Ashurbanipal's legacy wasn't solely one of brutality. He is also remembered as a great patron of arts and culture. He established the famed Library of Nineveh, one of the oldest libraries in history, which housed thousands of clay tablets containing literary, scientific, and religious texts. This commitment to knowledge showcased a different aspect of his reign, emphasizing the preservation of Assyrian culture. Like all great rulers, Ashurbanipal's reign eventually faltered. His later years were marked by internal strife and rebellion. The constant wars drained the empire's resources, and not all Assyrians supported his violent methods. These internal revolts weakened Assyria, and after Ashurbanipal's death around 627 BCE, the empire rapidly collapsed. In 612 BCE, the Median king led an invasion that destroyed Nineveh, marking the end of the once mighty Assyrian Empire.